High Commander Vex Thara stood in the war chamber of the Hegemony flagship Dominator, her 6 arms manipulating holographic displays with practiced efficiency. The invasion of the Sol system was proceeding exactly as predicted by the Strategic Council. Earth's primitive satellites had been swept aside like insects, their crude nuclear weapons proving utterly ineffective against Hegemony shielding technology. "Report," she commanded, her translator converting her clicking mandibles into the common galactic tongue. "All outer defensive platforms neutralized," reported Sub-Commander Krill, his reptilian features displaying satisfaction. "Human resistance has been minimal. Their largest vessels are smaller than our escort frigates. We estimate complete planetary subjugation within 6 rotations." Vex Thara's compound eyes gleamed with predatory satisfaction. The humans had been marked for conquest after their embarrassing first contact incident 3 cycles ago. Their ambassador had actually laughed when presented with the Hegemony standard subjugation demands, calling them Saturday morning cartoon villain material. Such disrespect could not be tolerated. The humans would learn what happened to species that mocked the Hegemony. But as the massive alien fleet approached Earth's orbit, something unexpected happened. The planet's surface began to change. Captain Maria Santos watched the tactical display from the bridge of Lunar Base 1, humanity's most classified military installation hidden within the Moon's interior. Around her, the command center buzzed with controlled activity as officers coordinated humanity's real defense network. "Phase 1 complete," reported Colonel Chen, his fingers dancing across quantum-encrypted interfaces. "The Hegemony has taken the bait. All decoy satellites and defense platforms have been destroyed according to plan." Maria nodded grimly. For 3 years, ever since first contact, humanity had been preparing for this moment. The crude nuclear missiles and primitive space stations the aliens had encountered were deliberate misdirection. Earth's real military technology had been carefully hidden, developed in secret installations scattered throughout the solar system. "Begin Phase 2, she ordered. "Activate the Tesla protocol." Deep beneath Earth's surface, massive installations that had been disguised as geothermal power plants suddenly revealed their true purpose. Nikola Tesla's theoretical work on wireless energy transmission, perfected with 21st century quantum physics, had created something the galaxy had never seen, a planetary defense grid that turned Earth itself into a weapon. The first sign that something was wrong came when the Hegemony's lead assault ships suddenly lost power. Their fusion reactors, pride of Hegemony engineering, simply shut down as electromagnetic pulses of unprecedented intensity cascaded through their hulls. "What's happening?" Vex Thara demanded, as emergency lighting bathed the Dominator's bridge in red. "Unknown energy phenomenon," Krill reported, his voice tight with panic. "The humans are somehow generating massive electromagnetic fields. Our ships are being drained of power." But that was only the beginning. Colonel Sarah Mitchell commanded Titan Station, humanity's secret shipyard hidden beneath the methane clouds of Saturn's largest moon. For 3 years, her teams had been building vessels using principles that defied conventional physics ships that could phase shift between dimensions, fighters that moved through space-time itself rather than conventional propulsion. "All squadrons launch," she ordered. "Execute Operation Ghost Protocol." To the Hegemony forces, it appeared as if ships were materializing out of nowhere. Human fighters simply stepped out of folded space-time, appearing inside Hegemony formations before their sensors could detect them. The alien vessels, designed to fight conventional space battles, found themselves helpless against enemies that could literally exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Commander Jake Reaper Morrison led Ghost Squadron through their first combat deployment, his fighter's temporal drive allowing him to experience battle at a different rate of time than his enemies. To him, the Hegemony ships moved like they were trapped in molasses, their weapons firing in slow motion while he danced between their shots. "This is Reaper to all Ghost units," he transmitted, his voice carrying across quantum-entangled communications that the aliens couldn't intercept. "These guys fight like they're still stuck in the 20th century. Show them what evolution looks like." The human fighters struck with impossible precision, their weapons systems guided by AI that could predict enemy movements across probability matrices. Each shot was calculated across thousands of potential futures, ensuring maximum effectiveness. But the real shock came when Earth itself joined the battle. Admiral Zex Thul stood on the bridge of the Dominion flagship Voidrender, his three eyes fixed on the tactical display showing Earth's solar system. The blue marble hung in space like a precious gem, seemingly defenseless and ripe for conquest. Around him, his bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, coordinating the movements of over 300 warships that comprised the mightiest armada the Kethmaran Empire had ever assembled. Admiral, his tactical officer, Commander Valak, approached with visible concern etched across his scaled features. The Galactic Council's warning transmission is being repeated on all frequencies. They're advising all species to maintain a minimum distance of 50 light-years from the Sol system. Zex Thul's mandibles clicked in amusement. The same pathetic warnings they've been broadcasting for the past 300 cycles. A primitive species that only achieved faster than light travel 2 centuries ago, somehow commanding respect from civilizations millions of years old. He turned to face his subordinate. "Tell me, Commander, what do you see when you look at that blue world?" Valak consulted his scanner readings. "A Class M planet, Admiral. Moderate technological development, population approximately 8 billion. Their defensive grid consists of orbital platforms using primitive fusion technology and kinetic projectiles. Their largest vessels barely exceed 2 kilometers in length." "Precisely." Zex Thul's tail swished with satisfaction. "And yet, the Council trembles at the mention of terror and speaks in hushed whispers about something they called the human factor." He gestured dismissively. "Superstition and cowardice. The Kethmaran Empire will show these humans what true galactic power looks like." As the armada approached the outer edge of the solar system, space around them began to shimmer. Warning signals erupted across every console on the bridge. "Admiral," the sensor operator's voice cracked with alarm, "I'm detecting massive gravimetric distortions throughout the system. The readings are impossible." Zex Thul strode to the sensor station, his confidence wavering for the first time. The display showed gravitational waves emanating from seemingly empty space, creating a complex web of distorted spacetime that stretched from Neptune to Mars. "Sir," Valak reported, his voice tight with growing unease, "long-range sensors are picking up movement. Multiple contacts emerging from what appears to be folded space." The view screen shifted to show the outer system, and what Zex Thul saw made his blood freeze. Ships were materializing from nothingness, not through hyperspace jumps or wormholes, but as if space itself was unfolding to reveal them. These weren't the crude metal constructs he had expected, but vessels that seemed to be carved from crystallized spacetime itself, their hulls shifting between dimensions. "This is Admiral Chen Wei of the Terran Defense Consortium." A calm human voice filled the bridge. "You have entered restricted space despite clear warnings. You have 30 seconds to reverse course, or we will be forced to defend our territory." Zex Thul snarled, his pride overriding his growing concern. "This is Admiral Zex Thul of the Kethmaran Dominion. We do not retreat from primitive species. All ships advance to attack formation." The human's response was barely a whisper, "So be it." What happened next would be remembered as the shortest,